Okay, just a quick short video on how to get the heat going if you're in the car and you're ever charging it at a public charging station, or you're just in your driveway at your house and you're charging and it's cold out and you want the heat going. I've had this asked on my group by a couple people, and I remember I even had a problem a couple times. I remember it did work a couple times, and then a few times it didn't work, so I was a little perplexed and I didn't have a way of figuring out until now. Thanks to Ian, he's one of the gentlemen that chimed in and mentioned. Here, I'll turn this on here and show you. Right now, as you can see, I'm at a public charging spot. I'm plugged in. That's why you can see I've got the middle blue button flashing. So say, for example, you're at home. Let's just say we're at a public one, but let's just say you're at home and you're got a schedule to start charging at a certain time, but the car isn't charging. That's probably what happened with me and probably the other people in the past. So say that happens and you come into the car and you press this button to start, but you're still plugged in, and then you realize, okay, you got to press it again, so for all the accessories to come on in the car. And you know the heat, you'll start hear the heat start to come up. I'll move it over to climate. You'll see it's at 30 degrees. Now with video you won't be able to tell, you'll just have to take my word for it in terms of the heat here. I'm feeling the heat. It's cold. There's absolutely nothing coming out of here. And you're wondering why, what's going on? The car isn't heating up and the car isn't charging, but it's plugged in. As you can see, it's not charging because the blue light's still flashing, but it's not charging. It's not heating up. Like what Ian had mentioned, this little button down here for when you want to turn off the timer for when you want it to charge, and you want it to charge instantly. If that button isn't turned in the off position, like it isn't now, then you won't get any heat. As you can feel up here, you can't feel, but I can feel it's just cold air coming out. So what you have to do if you want heat while you're in the car and it's charging or about to charge is you have to press it. I don't know if you can see there on the camera. It's actually pressed in. You can see it indented a little bit. So as soon as I've pressed that, now the car starts to charge. As you can see, now it's blinking. It's gone from preset to now it's actually physically charging. A little message comes up on the screen here. It says climate function is turned on while the battery is being charged. Charging completion will be delayed. That's obvious. So heat's still on, just the same as before. And now I can feel it starting to warm up a little bit. It is actually starting to warm up and the heat is starting to kick in. So remember, this is what you have to do. If you're at a public charging station and you're charging on demand, like instantly, and it's currently charging, you won't have any problem getting heat. That'll work, and that's probably the few times I've had it work. But if you're at home and you've got it scheduled to come on at a certain time, say like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's 8 p.m. at night, and let's give a better example. Say it was at 12 o'clock at night, you wanted it to start charging, and it's 7 a.m. in the morning, and it's already charged, the battery's full, it's turned off, and it's just waiting for the next day. Like it's not currently charging because it's 100%. So if you go into the car and you press the power button to start the car and everything, it obviously won't start because it's plugged in, but you won't get any heat now. It's actually getting pretty hot right now as I'm doing this video, now that it's working, because this button, it won't heat up because this button's pressed in. So what you'll have to do is just press this button and it'll start. Now you will start using your house energy or electricity to do it, but that's besides the point. I mean, that's what you want to do in the first place anyways. Like I said, if you're charging at a public charging station, you probably won't run into the problem. When you run into it is when you're at home and you've programmed charging session, and the charging session is either finished or it's begun and you're still plugged in. That's when you'll run into the problems, because in a nutshell, make a long story short, make a 4 to 5 minute video even shorter, you just have to have this button pressed in. Hope that answers everybody's questions, and it's sure helped me because I was perplexed about it for a while.